Okay, we are back and making some good headway at the house. We've gotten all of the butler's pantry area, the back entry, the hallway, and the bathroom done. Everything's cut and dry fitted. And now we're starting back down the hall and doing the closets. We got the first closet done here. And get ready to do the second closet and the third closet. So once we get those two done, then it'll just be a matter of mixing up the bucket of thin set. We're going to be using the Schluter All Set product, which is meant for going under and on top of this membrane system. So we'll actually be able to use it to put down the Ditra and also to set tile on top of it. So that should work great. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get the last two closets cut out and dry fit, and then we'll go ahead and mix up a big bucket of thin set. Go ahead and start setting this stuff in place. All right, the dry fitting is done. It was a lot of fun, but we got it all done. Bathroom's done, and all the little closet spaces are done. This one under the stairs was a lot of fun. It's gonna be more fun to tile. But we got it all dry fitted. And now I'm putting some numbers on there. That way we can keep the pieces straight, because we gotta go ahead and pull these out and clean up the floor one more time just to make sure there's no little bits of plastic or dust or anything else. And go ahead and get this area prepped. Double check, make sure there's no screws or anything like that sticking up anywhere, no nails. And then once that's done, we're going to mix up a bucket of thin set. And again, we're going to use the Schluter All Set. Mix up a bucket of that and go ahead and get this stuff bedded in. Hey everybody, I'm down at the house tonight trying to get some more of this Schluter Ditra put down. We got all of it cut and dry fitted the other day. And then we put down a couple of sheets of it. We had to mix up some Schluter All Set thin set and set a couple of sheets in that, and it turned out pretty well. We had a couple of issues with the thin set. I've never used it before, and I mixed too big of a batch the first time around, and it was too hard to mix. And thought I was going to burn up my drill trying to get it to mix right. So problem number one, made too big of a batch. Then I had to mix it so much it started to set up on me by the time that we got to the second sheet. So we started to get really stressed there at the end, thinking we weren't going to be able to get it all spread out. But thankfully we were able to get it spread and got good adherence on the Ditra. It didn't skim over. We got good adherence and got it set down. So tonight I've gotten two more sheets installed. I've gone with smaller batches. Problem is tonight I've overcompensated and made too small of a batch a couple of times, and I've had to go back out and mix another batch in order to finish putting down the sheet. So definitely a learning curve here. The only other time I've used this Ditra material was in a small bathroom in the basement in our other house, and I think it took a piece and a half. So, I mean, just pretty small and pretty easy installation. Here we're talking about a much larger space. By the time we get done with all the bathrooms and everything, it'll be well over 1,000 square feet of Ditra installed. So let me show you what I've gotten accomplished so far this evening. So this is the piece I just put down, and you can see they're numbered, just in case I got confused and couldn't remember which piece went where. They're pretty self-explanatory, but you know what? Putting numbers on them was a lot easier, because we did pull them all out again once we got them dry fitted, so that we could go ahead and vacuum everything again. So I went ahead and put numbers on all of them just in case, especially this hallway. They all look very similar, so but they're not identical. So I went ahead and numbered them. That should keep me from having any errors. But like I said, we got 1 and 2 set the other evening. And then tonight I started with number 3. A little tricky because it was notched around the door, but not too bad. Number 4, the one I just completed, was a little tricky because you got an AC vent over here, and then kind of work yourself into a corner. So you had to get this side done over here, and then the corner, and then you had to run back over here and finish this, and then get it all tamped down. I'm using this float to tamp it all down in place, and that's working pretty well. The float is rubber on the bottom, and it's pretty good for whacking it and shoving it into place. So you just want to make sure that you got really firm contact between the fuzzy liner on the bottom of the Ditra and the thin set material. So up next is piece number 5. I'm going to go get that, and that's the one that goes in this section right here. So I'll go ahead and double check this, make sure there's nothing else that needs cleaned up, and then spread out some thin set and get it laid in place. It's also going to be a little tricky again because you kind of work yourself into a corner over here and over here as well. So a little tricky, but I think we'll be able to handle it. I'm going to try to get that sheet done and then wrap up for the evening. All right, so sheet number 5 is down, and so is tiny little sheet number 6. This one went pretty well. I finally got the knack of mixing up the thin set, getting just the right consistency so that it spreads quickly and so that we don't have any sort of issue getting it out on time. You know, that was the problem with the first couple of sheets. It got so thick that it was hard to spread, hard to rake out. So it just made it more difficult. So I finally got the knack. This Schluter all set, getting just the right consistency, and sheet number 5 went down pretty easily. Had to mix just a little bit more. I came just a hair short, had about 2 square feet of dry board there, so I had to go mix a little bit more, and then I used the last little bit of that to set sheet number 6. So tomorrow I'll start with number 7 and then work my way down the hall into the bathroom. So I'm going to head outside and clean up my mess. Got to clean up my trowel and my bucket and all that good stuff, and then head home for the evening. It's about 9:30. Got to work tomorrow, so probably better get home and get showered up and rest a little bit. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. I hope to be back down here tomorrow evening after work and get some more of this Ditra laid down. Hoping to get the rest of it laid down over the next couple of nights. That way I can go ahead and start laying out my chalk lines and figuring out our layout for our slate tile. Go ahead and start laying that stuff down this weekend. Get as much of that done as possible. Cannot wait to start seeing that stuff go down. So I will bring you guys back around tomorrow and show you what's going on. See you then. All right, we're back down at the house this evening trying to get a little more of this Schluter Ditra put down on the floor. As you saw yesterday, we got several pieces installed in the back entrance in the, we call it the mudroom area, in the butler's pantry area. So we're ready to head down the hall towards the bathroom this evening. Let me show you what we got going on here. So this is where we finished up last night. We got number 4, number 3, and number 5, and little bitty number 6 embedded in thin set last night. So I got to go mix a big bucket of the Schluter all set modified thin set, and I'm going to run down the hall. Got number 7, number 8, and 9, 10, and 11 are laying back in the bathroom. So I'm going to run down the hall. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum one more time just to make sure there wasn't any sort of bits of debris that could get in there and cause an issue when I'm getting ready to put down the thin set. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up a bucket and see how far down the hall I can get this evening. So I made some great progress tonight. I got number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the middle closet embedded in thin set this evening. So not too bad. It's getting pretty late, so I'm going to have to get home and get showered up, get to bed. Got another busy day at the office tomorrow, so can't stay down here much longer. But very pleased with the progress tonight. Hoping tomorrow to be able to come down and get the right hand and left hand closets done. That was the tricky one. I'm gonna have to lay down to get that one. That's gonna be fun. And then also knock out the bathroom. I got 2 pieces to put down here. Shouldn't be too bad. Famous last words. This one over here is gonna be kind of a pain because you gotta get it around the pipe and also around the vent. So that's gonna be a bit of a hassle. May do myself a favor and cut that one in half and put it down as 2 pieces. And then I got the big one here. So not bad. Real happy with this this progress this evening. So that's it for me tonight. I'm going to call it quits and head home and get some rest. First I got to clean out the mud bucket, clean off my trowel and the drill and mixer beater and all that good stuff. So I got a little work ahead of me, but I'm going to go ahead and get that knocked out and get out of here for this evening. Catch up with you guys again tomorrow.